Okay, continuing on with exponents, the zero exponent and negative exponents. So we know that when we divide, we subtract the exponents. And we do that by going from the top down. So when we subtracted 2 from the 5, we end up with a negative 3. So the negative 3 has to change position in order to make it positive. So it has to go from the numerator to the denominator, and the 1 moves up into the numerator position, so it's 1 over 6 to the third. So the generic form of that is any variable to a negative power has to change positions to make it a positive power. So if we look at this situation, what we had here, 6 squared is 6 times 6. 6 to the fifth is 5/6, all multiplied together. And if we cancel, we end up with 1 over 6 to the third, the same thing we had here. So when you have a negative exponent, they have to change position. The same goes with numbers. So if we have 5 to the negative 2 power, it has to change position. So when it does that, we would have 5 to the positive 2, and then 1 to the 10 squared. So the 5 squared is, or denominator is 1/25 minus 1/100th. So now we have fractions, and we have to have a common denominator when we subtract. So the common denominator between 25 and 100 is 100. So that's our common denominator. So 1 over 25, if we divide the 25 into the 100, we get 4. 4 times the 1 is 4. So the 1/25th with a common denominator of 100 becomes 4 over 100. And 1 over 100 doesn't change. 100 into 100 is once. 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. So now 4 minus 1 is 3/100 for our answer. A common mistake that is made is one like this. 9 times m to the negative 3, written as 9m to the negative 3. The 9 is positive, so it stays exactly where it should be. The m to the negative 3 has to change position, so it goes down to make the 3 positive. So don't put the 9 down here because it is positive. It stays in the same position because it's positive. So negative 5 to the negative 2, remember that this negative is the sign of the number. It's not anything to do with the exponent. So this sign of the number does not change, but the position does. So the negative 5 raised to the negative 2 changes position, not the sign. So that's when we carry out the multiplication here, it's negative 1 times 5 times 5. This negative is applied at the very end. So we get negative 1/25.